call is people need to know who their current audience and wheelhouse demographic is to do business, right? So you can't just say, hey, I'm here to help people sell properties and I'm helping people refinance. You need to know who the people you're speaking to are. In the tech world, they call it, you got to create a flywheel, and the top 5 demographics that are your audience in today of January 2023. So I'm going to pull up the presentation real quick. It's very basic, but I think everyone's going to get a hang of it. And again, regardless of where you are in the industry, this is going to be valuable, in my opinion, for you to share. Again, mortgage people, loan officers, you name it. Realtors in particular, because realtors are and always will be the main source for knowledge and information. People contact the realtor like, hey, I need a plumber, I need a lender, I have an insurance issue. So remember, like, being a realtor is a privilege if you do your job properly. So let's first look at who are the people that are selling in 2023. Now, remember, people sell in any market, good market, bad market, flat market. People have to sell and want to sell. And people also sell regardless of market conditions. But the key is knowing who are the majority of those people. These 3 things will always happen. In great markets and bad markets, life gets in the way. Death, divorce, partnership, breakups. So my forecast for 2023, not necessarily in this order, if I had to put it in order, I believe it'll be divorce, partnership, breakups, and death, which means that you guys should target A, funeral homes, right? B, divorce and marital attorneys, and C, corporate and litigation attorneys. These are great sources for referrals, but also put you directly with a demographic that is going to be in a time-sensitive decision-making outcome. So you want to get ahead of this and get in with people. So then that way, you know how you're getting in front of these people, which they're handing them to you with your service already being needed. The other 2 are downsizing and job relocation. With tax implications and politics, a lot of companies are relocating their headquarters. Depending on where they are, they may need more space for less cost, or they may need less space for more cost. You're seeing a lot of that in New York City right now, where companies are taking a $500,000 a month space and taking something for $1 million, but it's much more beautiful or in a better building. And then you're also seeing people downsize. So as companies relocate, people need to relocate, which means they're going to need to sell to buy in most cases. A lot of people, they don't have enough space. They need bigger. We're seeing a lot of people that bought starter homes or condos that are now having babies on the way, have 2 or 3 kids. Maybe they're still working from home. So like the starter home market will always be there depending on the area you're in. But a lot of people are always going to want and need more space. I never met a family that was growing that said they needed less space. A lot of people, and I'm getting calls right now on loans that we did. A lot of people are just getting tired of home ownership, the upkeep, the mowing the lawns, the roof, the pipe, the electricity, things breaking, things happening. A lot of landlords that are very tired right now, still can't get tenants out, having tenant issues, need repairs, and just overall upkeep of properties are really tiring people out. So, you're going to start to see a lot of people just be like, oh, I'm just selling my home because I'm tired of it. So look out for those people. Talk to people that you know of. When you hear that, hey, I'm really tired of being a landlord, boom, that's an indication maybe they want to refinance or sell, but most likely sell. Number 1 reason is just some properties are unaffordable. A lot of people, refinanced, cashed out at very low rates. Inflation's crippling them, and they have equity in the property. Maybe it just doesn't make sense to tap into it. So we're starting to see a lot of people in higher end areas sell in order to then pay off the mortgage and then downsize and buy a property, usually in another state, usually in the southern states, cash outright, to then be able to live monthly on their pension, Social Security, or whatever type of income they have coming in. So those are very good indicators on where the next wave of selling is coming from. Now let's look at why people are refinancing in 2023. People refinance regardless of market conditions, and people will refinance regardless of interest rates, right? So let's look at what I believe to be your target demographic. First person always will be the person that needs to consolidate debt, right? You need people that, again, in my opinion, are understanding of their global macro financial position. I'll repeat that. Global macro financial position. If you have a mortgage at 4%, but you have a car loan at 8%, student loans at 12%, a hard money loan at 10%, and credit cards at 27%, no one cares that you have a 4% rate. You need to take all that debt, consolidate it, use a fair market rate, say 5.75%, stretch it out over a 30-year term, and say, okay, here's your new payment if we wipe out all of your debt. If your new payment on your mortgage proposed is less than the total of all the debt payments paying off, that's a win-win. Time value of money is a real thing, and that's what people need to focus on. Other investment opportunities. A lot of people are sitting on a lot of equity in their property. Just got a call today from a guy. Kid bought a house with seller financing. House is up $250,000 in value. Kid has a 580 credit score. Father has an LLC. Father has, some financial backing. So we're going to actually flip the property into an LLC, do a hard money loan on it, give him a cash out at a 60% loan to value, have him take that money to buy another property, and all of a sudden the skies opened up and we roll in 6 months payments, right? So people are willing to pay a premium. So my reasoning to him was, as long as you could take this money, right, and allocate it to another investment to make you more money, and that investment pays for the additional cost of the hard money, you're making a win-win, scenario here, right? Now, obviously, there's no dollar for dollar guarantee, but if you're borrowing money and paying a premium, you got to make sure that investment that you're making is paying back all of or a portion of the debt that you're taking on. This is another big one. Removing a borrower from a mortgage and deed. We probably have like 4 of these going on right now between residential and non-QM loans. Again, partnership breakups. Hey, I'm partners with Gabe. Gabe wants to move to Carolina. All right, I'm going to refinance Gabe off. I don't care what my mortgage is. I just want to get Gabe out of my life. Vice versa, you might have husband and wife that no longer are husband and wife. I need to refinance my spouse off. I need to refinance my brother off. When me and my brother bought this property, he was single. Now he's getting married. I really don't want any exposure or liability if he goes through a divorce or a breakup, or having his wife tell me how much I should be charging my tenant and rent, right? So these are all things that you guys need to be privy to what's going on in the market. Getting out of hard money, another big one. A lot of people are jammed up in hard money rates between 9 and 15% that I've seen. Refinance them out. Get them into a 30-year permanent rate loan at 5.5% all the way up to 8%. It still makes sense. Cash out refinance. So there are still options on the table for people that are going to have to refinance regardless of interest rates. Another thing to monitor are a lot of hard money loans are either at maturity or past maturity, means those loans are due and the lenders won't accept payments, which then puts the borrower into foreclosure due to maturity default, aka payment default, right? So you're going to see a lot of hard money loans that are in foreclosure. We probably have like 6 of these right now that I'm refinancing other hard money lenders out with hard money, because people usually go to people that tell them what they want to hear, and then they can't do the loan, and now it's 6 months later and the foreclosure is still taking place. So keep in mind, people that are in hard money at low rates, and lenders want their money back because rates are now 4 or 5% higher than what they can get, they don't want to help people out. Here's where we get to the fun part. So should I sell or should I refi? A lot of people are faced with that. I don't know if I should sell. I don't know if I should refinance. Is the market going to go up or rates are going to go down? So I created this back in 2017 because I was tired of answering the questions verbally. I'm like, I'm not going to give you my advice because I'm 30 years old and clearly you don't trust a 30-year-old when they should have. I made a site that takes my human opinion out of it. So if you go to sellorrefi.com, it's the first ever algorithm that actually tells you what is in your best interest based on your answers. And anybody could do it. You can play around with it, right? So let's sell. And then the concept is, don't sell because you have to sell. Sell because it's the correct financial and market decision based on all the facts. And then let's refinance. Same exact thing, right? Now, here are what I believe at the time were the most important factors of why you would want to sell or refinance, right? So if you look down at the bottom of the screen, the little red dot, this isn't live, but you can do it on your own. As you check off any or all of the boxes that are applicable to you or your client's situation, this red dot moves in one direction or the other, right? So if everything that you're checking off based on a weighted average says you should refinance, the red dot will move over here. If it goes in the opposite direction, that means that you're more beneficial to sell. Maybe, again, you're behind on real estate taxes, delinquent on the mortgage, have health issues, you lost your job, whatever. Those are all weighted accordingly based on what I believe to be the most important factors. Now, again, you can't make these answers up, but if you're a mortgage person, put your real estate agents onto this because it helps them. And now it's either going to turn into a listing lead for your realtor referral partner or a refinance for you. And simultaneously, put this onto your realtors so when they're meeting with potential sellers, they can give them an unbiased technology approach. And then they can bring you in as the mortgage professional. Hey, I got this great guy, Gabe. I got this great guy, Abdel. Talk to him about refinancing, see if the scenario works. If it doesn't work, you may have to sell. Some people may want to refinance, but they can't, and they're going to have to sell. Some people may want to sell, but they can't get their price point, so they're going to have to refinance. So it's not foolproof, but it gives the consumer an unbiased answer based on their facts on their equation. So one thing I learned is facts matter. I hate subjectivity, especially when it comes to this stuff. You got to try and remove the emotion. And the best decision is an educated decision. So that's the end of the presentation there. We're going to open up everything now to Q&A. We got a good turnout. Hope everybody enjoyed that. Does anybody have any questions or want to share any insights?